Heavy rain overspreading the region now, but it's an ice storm that takes center stage as we go into Thursday and Thursday night. I've got the latest call for ice just ahead.
Kentucky is under a state of emergency. We're live in Frankfort, where state leaders are preparing now for the storm.
And we're live in Lexington talking with homeowners about how they're preparing for a potential ice storm.
With First Alert Weather, this is Wkyt News.
Good afternoon to you. In less than 24 hours, a major winter storm will be in Kentucky.
Taking aim at us, it's very obvious. It has the potential to bring a lot of ice into the region and some more elements. Our Wkyt First Alert Weather Day continues, and let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. Chris, this potential ice storm could cause a lot of issues for us. It obviously conjures up a lot of memories as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You just have to go back to February of last year for folks across eastern Kentucky and just south of Lexington. Obviously, the standard bearer for ice storms in Lexington is February of 2003, and just to the south and southwest of Lexington, late January of 2009 with a major ice storm. Now, can this one get up there with those two? At this moment, I cannot say that it can't. Here's the current temperature trend. We are into the 50s across the southeast, mid and upper 40s. I think your thermometer tonight, folks, is going to make a run at 50 to 55 degrees around midnight. But look what is coming into western Kentucky already. That Arctic air is surging its way on in. We go from 52 Louisville to 32 Indianapolis. It's 20 back into St. Louis. So it is worth watching that cold air coming in. Each and every update that we get with those temperatures to see exactly where that Arctic front is, because Arctic air is heavier and a lot of times will push a little farther east than what computer models suggest. Ice storm warning is out for a lot of real estate from western Kentucky into the Bluegrass region, eastern Kentucky and north of us. This is a winter storm warning. I get the winter storm warning up here. I think we're going to see some snow and sleet on the ground with this stuff into northern Kentucky. I do not get the winter storm warning around 64 down to the Mountain Parkway. This is going to be an ice storm for these areas as well, similar to what we're seeing across the Lexington area. Right now, whatever headline is going to get the most attention is the headline we go with, and that's going to be an ice storm warning, because that is what the predominant precipitation type is going to be across Interstate 64 before we do get some sleet and then some snow. Flood watch is out because we needed something else to worry about, but this is the concern we've had for the past few days too across southern Kentucky. Snow, not a big player. Ice, though, is a major player for a big impact on roads and a big impact potentially on power issues. The new call for ice, sleet, and snow. I'm talking about ice. When I say that, I'm freezing rain. So a third to as much as 1 inch of freezing rain is possible in this corridor that goes from western Kentucky across Interstate 65, the Bluegrass Parkway, most of the Lexington Metro. That continues into northeastern Kentucky. I've upped the chances for a little bit of snow in northern Kentucky compared to earlier. Southern Kentucky, it's a lot of rain. We've got to watch for some flooding, and those heavy rains, Berea, Richmond, up into the Lexington area. We'll begin to ramp it up a little bit across parts of southern Kentucky. Here's the switchover now beginning to take place into far western Kentucky. Guys, this is just the first of two systems we're going to be tracking. The bigger system is down into Texas. That's your ice storm for tomorrow. I'll show you that when it arrives in a few.
All right, we'll see you then. We thank you, Chris. Governor Andy Beshear declared a state of emergency ahead of the potential ice storm. He did that this afternoon. He says the state is prepared to respond.
The governor says utility crews, the Transportation Cabinet, and the Kentucky National Guard are all on standby. WKYT's Chad Hedrick is live for us in Frankfort with how state leaders are preparing for what's to come. Good afternoon, Chad.
Well, Bill and Amber, good afternoon to you. The State Emergency Operations Center has been activated ahead of this storm coming into Kentucky. The director of Kentucky Emergency Management, Michael Dossett, saying today that this system has the potential to be one of the more dangerous events in our recent history of record-breaking disasters due to the possibilities of heavy ice accumulation, saying that in some areas this could be just about equal to last February's storms in some communities. Widespread power outages were reported then, taking crews days, if not weeks, to get electricity restored. Emergency management is warning that this may very well be the case again this time around, adding that this storm will be, quote, epic. It's why they are sounding the alarm now for you to get ready also as they prepare.
As the governor indicated, we are taking somewhat unprecedented actions of pre-staging assets. So we're looking at our transportation cabinet key areas across the state, and we'll be bringing together Kentucky State Police, the National Guard, our transportation equipment, emergency managers from local jurisdictions, and folks that can do welfare checks.
And Governor Beshear going on to say that this storm is, quote, the real deal as he declared that state of emergency. He has also closed state offices for Thursday and is encouraging other businesses to do the same to keep everybody safe and at home. Live in Frankfort, Chad Hedrick, WKYT.
Emergency leaders want everyone to stay off the roads unless necessary. Here are some tips if you have to be out on those icy roads. AAA says do not brake and turn at the same time. Don't follow behind other cars too closely. You need to have a distance of up to 8 seconds to be able to stop. Don't be abrupt in your steering, accelerating, or braking, and don't stop if you can avoid it.
Lexington is preparing for the storm in lots of ways. Fayette County Public Schools canceled in-person classes for tomorrow. Schools will operate on NTI in Lexington tomorrow. As for homeowners, they're trying to outrun the dangerous conditions. And WKYT Shelby Lofton is live in downtown Lexington, continuing our First Alert weather team coverage now. Shelby, how's the city getting ready for all the ice that's potentially heading our way?
Bill, we know a lot of offices, workplaces, campuses even are preparing to close or will close tomorrow. We're just now seeing light rain here in downtown Lexington at the moment, but a lot of folks are shuddering looking at the predictions for tomorrow because they're thinking back to that bluegrass ice storm of 2003.
No, I certainly didn't like it, and I don't look forward to it again.
The February ice storm that hit Lexington nearly 20 years ago has left some rattled.
I remember a lot of people losing power for days.
Diners at Suggin's Bar and Grill in Chevy Chase know the aftermath of wintry weather all too well. They told us the power goes out often.
The more electrical lines that would be buried, the better.
They remember long stretches of days without power.
You need to stock up if you're going to be indoors and you don't have anything to eat.
And nights curled up in front of the fireplace with the streets turned into sheets of ice outside.
You just go anywhere, unless you had chains or something that would cut into the ice.
Lexington homeowners said they'll prepare the best they can, stocking up at the store.
Toilet paper was getting a little thin.
And pre-treating their property.
Salt on the driveway and then cross your fingers.
No, the Red Cross is on standby to help in any way necessary. They are working with the Lexington Emergency Management Department to make any necessary plans. For now, live in downtown Lexington, Shelby Lofton, WKYT.
Shelby, thank you. And you are going to want to stay up to date on the weather in your area as this potential ice storm moves in. So to be able to do so, download WKYT First Alert Weather app. To download it, you can scan the QR code that you see there on your screen, or you can search for it in the app or Google Play stores. And this is the important part. Remember that even if you lose power where you are, the app will work with cellular data to be able to keep you in the know.
In other news, a man is accused of robbing a Lexington gas station. 43-year-old DeTonio Rutherford is accused of robbing the Speedway on Leestown Road. Police say that happened in early January, and he had a gun at the time. It is not clear if he got away with any cash. Police did not report any injuries. Rutherford is now charged with robbery and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon.
A 4-year-old boy is still fighting for his life after a shooting. It happened early Sunday morning at an apartment on Center Parkway. That boy was rushed to the hospital and is still in critical condition. Police have not said whether or not the shooting was an accident. So far, no charges have been filed. Kentucky appears to be moving in the right direction in the fight against the Omicron surge.
Some encouraging numbers. Here is a look at today's report. The state did add more than 7,400 new cases, and there were 21 new deaths. But the positivity rate is down again to 26.78%. Hospitalizations and patients in the ICU, though, are both up today. and the number of patients on a ventilator is down. Here in Lexington, the health department reports 979 new cases from yesterday. We also learned about one new death in the city. So the death toll in Lexington is now up to 505. The health department says they are still working through a backlog of cases. There is some good news. The 7-day average is down slightly today to 846.
Fayette County schools reported a sharp uptick in COVID cases last month. The district saw a little more than 200 cases in December. They reported more than 2,100 cases last month. In the last week of January alone, the district recorded more than 700 new student cases and more than 130 staff cases. They are encouraging everyone who is eligible to get vaccinated. Well, the basketball Cats are coming off a big road win, and they are back at Rupp Arena tonight.
They'll be taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores, who are looking to snap a losing streak. WKYT's Alex Walker is outside Rupp Arena with your all-blue preview.
Hey guys, this is really impressive. 21 games into the season, all 5 UK starters are averaging in double figures. The only other John Calipari team at UK to do that, the 2012 National Championship team. In Saturday's win at Kansas, the Cats proved that on any given night, any of the 5 starters can take over. With 27 points against the Jayhawks, Keon Brooks became the 4th UK player to score at least 25 in a game this season. That depth has to be a headache for opposing coaches.
We hope that it's a big challenge. We hope that they have nightmares before they play us, with the fact that we got, so many guys that are capable, and it's hard to scout against. On most teams, you can put a few guys at the top of the scouting report, and then you can worry about the relevant guys and try to keep the irrelevant guys irrelevant. But hopefully for us, because we have so many guys that are capable of impacting the game, that is tough for teams. You want to be a team that is hard to scout, a team that is hard to guard and hard to take away this guy, that guy, this play, that play.
Kentucky has not lost to Vanderbilt at Rupp since 2007, and a win tonight will be their 12th straight in the series against the Commodores. Tip-off 7 o'clock on the SEC Network. Back to you.
Alex, thank you. More to come here on WKYT News. The winter storm headed towards Kentucky is already slamming states across the U.S. How states in the South are handling the ice and snow.
Kentucky weather can seem complicated, but that's why we're here working for you to make it easy to understand.
So when you get the first alert, you'll be ready.
It's not complicated with WKYT First Alert Weather.
One day the guy on the buffalo wing smelled something wafting through the air. He said only one thing could smell that good, must be a buffalo garlic glazed meal. Guy on a buffalo wing.
Bridging the great health divide. To see stories and learn more, visit WKYT.com or the WKYT app. Sponsored by Appalachian Regional Healthcare.
Safe Auto.
Some things aren't worth putting off, like your car insurance. Good thing we're here to remind you.
This is my first time trying on glasses at home. So cute!
5 different frames from Warby Parker.
Oh, this one's better. Ooh. Ah. Hey.
The virtual try-on is perfect. Like, they look like they're on my face. Like, look at this. Just swipe and switch.
These are definitely a keeper.
I think these are the one.
Ooh, these look good. That was so easy. They make it so fun and fabulous.
Everyday Kentucky is all new and every morning.
We love where we live.
And we are excited to tell the stories of everyday Kentucky.
Bringing you the bright side of the bluegrass every day.
And we're here.
Every day, showing you how you can shop local and help support Kentucky business owners. Every day, we'll see you at 9 a.m. on WKYT.
If you like something with a little kick to it, you're going to love Zaxby's Buffalo Garlic Blaze. Savory, spicy, simply delicious. The all-new Buffalo Garlic Blaze boneless wings meal comes with fries, Texas toast, and a drink. Only at Zaxby's.
Watch WKYT News at 10 on the CW Lexington.
Say cheese.
Where's your entourage?
I'm kind of doing the college moving thing solo. Welcome to Bringston, girl.
Brand new, everything brand new.
College is about starting over, right? She loves you, man.
Say, what if I'm not good enough?
So basically, you're scared
every damn day.
May the best woman win. We got this.
All-American Homecoming. New series premieres Monday, February 21st. Only on the CW.
It is our WKYT First Alert Weather Day. We've had it out all week now for this developing winter storm that is targeting the region over the course of roughly the next 48 hours. And this storm means business. It's got a flood threat tonight, and then it's got an ice storm that will be followed up by some sleet, little freezing rain, and then bitterly cold temperatures. This goes from essentially Mexico to Canada with this. We're just right smack dab in the middle of it, and we're in the ice storm part of it. Take a look at the winter storm alerts that are out there. That's an ice storm warning. It's been a while since we've had a full-blown ice storm warning into central Kentucky. We've had that across the eastern part of the state last February. Winter storm warning is out here. Folks, if you're watching me right now from the Mountain Parkway to the Ohio River here into northeastern Kentucky, there is no difference right now with what to expect from the Lexington metro into your area. You're going to get in on an ice storm as well. The ice storm warning is a bigger headline that gets more people's attention. It is that simple, and that's what we need to be doing right now, is getting folks' attention. Flood watch is out across the southeastern corner of the state this evening through tomorrow, where this is an area across southern and southeastern Kentucky. You may have some flooding issues because you're not going to hit the freezing mark until late tomorrow night across the south and southeast. That's why your ice totals are much lower compared to everybody else. Here's that corridor we are tracking coming out of western Kentucky through the Lexington metro from 1/3 of an inch up to 1 inch of pure freezing rain possible in some areas. That goes all the way through northeastern Kentucky with a little sleet and a little bit of snow coming in behind that. Farther to the south, those numbers drop off quickly. To the north, there's more sleet potentially getting into the equation here to help our ice totals come down a little bit. And I think we could put several inches of snow on the ground in northern Kentucky as well. Freezing rain potential. This is from the European. We want nothing to do with this verifying because this is on the north side of the forecast I've got out right now. And this has better than 1 inch of pure freezing rain falling. Little different computer model that we look at. It's known as, it's the IBM. Yes, that IBM comes from WSI, our weather provider. It's relatively new, but I'm giving it a spin to see how it performs right now. And this has fairly widespread ice storm for most of the region. Right now, it's all about the rain. And it's heavy rain with a frozen ground and what was a very, very wet January across parts of southern and eastern Kentucky. May not take much to cause some high water issues. Along in south of the Lexington metro is where we're getting in on the worst of the weather. Sleet and freezing rain beginning to show up now on top of western Kentucky. That's the first wave. Second wave coming out of Texas has snow and ice with that. That is going to target us as we go into the day tomorrow. As a matter of fact, look at the continuous amount of potential freezing rain with an ice storm that goes from Texas all the way to New England. Absolutely amazing to see a setup like this. So here's a quick look at the breakdown. Tonight, it's heavy rain. It's flood threat that is out there. Now, tomorrow morning, northwest of Lexington, and by northwest, I'm talking about northern Scott County, Franklin County, Shelby County, maybe as close by as Anderson County. We may see freezing rain already breaking out. As the morning wears on between, let's say, Lexington, we're 10 to around noon or 1 before that freezing rain gets in here in full steam ahead. And once it starts, the temperatures continue to drop, and we're going to see that ice storm unfolding tomorrow into tomorrow night. Farther southeast you go, you don't get in on anything but rain until late tomorrow night. Then I think we can put some sleet and light snow down across the entire region for the day on Friday. And with a little bit of snow on the ground and what may be a lot of ice, Friday night, Saturday morning, if sky is clear, we're going to go below 0 for a temperature. So guys, that is another layer of concern with those bitterly cold temperatures coming into play. Let's say we get into a scenario where we have significant power outages that won't be easy to get on within a day or two, and you follow that up with 0 or below, that could be deadly potentially.
It becomes even more dangerous.
That's right. Well, as you say, it's all the more reason to prepare. Chris, thank you.
That crash at Manowar and Clays Mills has been cleared with all lanes open through the intersection. If you're outbound Harrodsburg Road, doing better now. Getting past the circle, the two-car crash has been moved over to the right, so we're back open through the crossover.
Officer Don, thank you. The same winter storm that will impact us here in Kentucky is barreling across much of the country right now.
It is bringing with it a dangerous combination of snow, ice, wind, and bitterly cold temperatures. Jason Allen from our CBS station in Dallas reports from Fort Worth.
Heavy snow in the Kansas City, Missouri metro area brought traffic to a halt Wednesday morning. Several semi-trucks crashed on Interstate 70, causing huge backups. Plows tried to stay ahead of the snow before dawn in Lansing, Michigan.
Allow for extra time when you're coming up to that stop sign and you're exiting off that ramp or the traffic light, because on a day like today, when you go to hit your brakes, you're going to slide significantly.
Workers cleared the sidewalks in downtown Chicago, while 20 miles away, crews responded to reports of a roof collapse at a tire facility. Roughly 100 million Americans are under winter weather alerts from the Rockies to the Northeast. Besides snow, gusting wind and ice could cause major problems.
See a power line down or trees down, don't go near the power line, obviously. Again, common sense, get it reported.
Temperatures are expected to be below freezing across much of the country, including here in Texas, nearly a year after a catastrophic freeze caused massive power outages.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott says the state is much better prepared than it was for last year's storm.
Texas has about 15% more power generation capacity than we did last year.
The hazardous conditions are expected to stick around through the end of the week. Jason Allen, CBS News in Fort Worth, Texas.
The storm is also causing major problems for air travelers. Thousands of flights have been canceled so far, including several here in Kentucky.
Well, keep it here with us on WKYT News. We have a lot more to tell you about. Lexington is still seeing new flu cases in the city. The best protection for yourself this flu season amid the pandemic, that's on the way.
Plus, why experts say it's important for parents to make goals with their children.
Everyday Kentucky is all new and every morning on WKYT.
I was sitting at a red light, and this guy's looking at his phone instead of where he's going. Bam! He rear ends me. I need a lawyer, and I need one who thinks my case is important, not another file in the pile. I called the Kentucky Courage Lawyers at 855 Wkyt, and they got me a settlement even better than I had hoped.
After a car or big truck wreck, call the lawyers with Kentucky Courage.
Call 855-WILDCAT, Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer.
Finding less time to get your hot shower in? It might be time for a new water heater. Won't be long now before that ice water hits ya. Let the crew at Don Hauer switch the track with a brand new water heater.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-245-7306. That's 1-800-245-7306 now.
This is not a restaurant. This is slow smoking that stirs your soul. The stuff that makes going out feel like coming home. This is not a restaurant. It's a barbecue. More than 50 years in the making. Come fill up on all your favorites. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
Big storm or clear skies. WKYT First Alert Weather is alerting you first every weekday on Facebook Live. Brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air. Closed captioning on WKYT is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank.
Welcome back as our news continues, and amid all this serious weather news that we have right now, a little levity for you. Unfortunately, it appears that winter weather will be hanging around a little bit longer.
With my shadow I have cast, then a long, lustrous 6 more weeks of winter.
That's right. Punxsutawney Phil saw his shadow this morning. That supposedly means 6 more weeks of winter. Phil's website says he's been predicting the seasons since 1887. Legend has it that if he sees his shadow, we can expect cold temperatures to continue. If he doesn't, then an early spring is on the way. It's a fun superstition, but the years have proven there is really no strong correlation between the groundhog shadow and changes in the weather. So, here we go. SeaWorld made a surprise bid to purchase Kings Island. SeaWorld Entertainment is offering $3.4 billion to buy Cedar Fair, the company that owns Kings Island and Cedar Point. Bloomberg News reports the bid was unsolicited and non-binding, meaning that SeaWorld can withdraw the offer at any time. Cedar Fair says it is reviewing the bid.
It is time now for better living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Lexington health leaders say flu cases are starting to pick up. The health department now has 134 lab-confirmed cases. They warn this only reflects, though, a small percentage of actual cases in Lexington. You can get a free flu shot every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at the public health clinic on Newtown Pike. Melatonin use is up in the U.S., and overuse could be a problem. That's according to a new study in the medical journal JAMA. It indicates Americans took more than twice the amount in 2018 than a decade earlier. The National Institutes for Health says taking melatonin for jet lag, overnight shifts, or occasional sleeplessness is fine, but high levels of use are linked to dementia, early mortality, and other health complications. At the start of the new year, many adults, we make goals for ourselves, but children can aim to be better too. Experts say you can target goals as a family. They say having a goal isn't just good for communication with your children, but it also allows them to be in charge of something and helps arm them with skills for the future.
To set out a plan. What's the first step? What's the second step? It allows you to talk about things like barriers that might come up. And then when things maybe don't go so well, it gives you a chance to problem solve.
Dr. Walsh says it's also good to have conversations with your children about how far they've come and what's been hard and what's worked for them along the way. Also applaud and encourage them to continue their hard work.
And we hope right now you keep it here. We have continuing WKYT First Alert Weather Team coverage with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. That is coming up next at 5:30. Remember, you can watch the team you already know and trust on the CW Lexington every night at 10. Stay with us for much more news.
America, home of the free. Free is our favorite word.
Free samples?
Like free samples.
Yum. Joy. Thank you.
Free samples.
We get it. That's why at Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free. That means you don't pay anything unless we win your case.
Grab one for my sister, too.
Injured?
Thanks.
Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
Hello again.
You don't know me.
You put the sandwich in the dip. Brisket, bacon, beef, and Swiss. You put the sandwich in the dip. Brisket, bacon, beef, and Swiss. You put the sandwich in the dip. Brisket, bacon, beef, and Swiss. You put Arby's. We have the meat.
Days like this start like this. WKYT has all the information you need. On air, online, and on your phone. WKYT Closings.
People with moderate to severe psoriasis are rethinking the choices they make, like the splash they create, the entrance they make, the surprises they initiate. Otezla, it's a choice you can make. Otezla is not a cream. It's a pill that treats plaque psoriasis differently. With Otezla, 75% clear skin is achievable. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla, show more of you.
In Hollywood, big truck wrecks can look devastating. But the cast and crew get to walk away unharmed. In real life, big truck wrecks can leave real families devastated. That's why I'm here to stand up to big trucks and their big insurance companies. Like you see in the movies, what I just did wasn't real. But what is real? At Isaacs & Isaacs, we've recovered over $1 billion for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you.
Tired of being tired? Lose weight quickly and safely with Ageless Medical Weight Loss. We can help you return to being the best version of yourself. Take the first step toward a healthier, happier you and call Ageless Medical Weight Loss at 859-335-1330.
Major ice storm is heading toward the region over the next 48 hours. We got the brand new call for ice coming up.
A winter storm is approaching central Kentucky. How officials in Woodford County are working to keep people safe.
And one Lexington organization is helping those in need. What you can do to support.
With First Alert Weather, this is WKYT News.
Good evening to you. Thanks so much for joining us. Today is a WKYT First Alert Weather Day as we continue to track a winter storm making its way into our area again.
Right. Having to prepare, hoping for the best. Let's check in right now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey for the latest track of the winter storm. Chris?
Yeah, it is still working its way toward the region. Now, technically, the rain we're getting right now is part of this same winter storm that is a prolonged system that stretches from Texas and New Mexico all the way to New England. This is the heavy rain part of the program where you get the local flood threat tonight and into the first half of Thursday. From there, we start to see now the opportunity for a major ice storm to settle its way on into much of Kentucky. And I think the power outage potential continues to climb, and bitterly cold temperatures will follow that. First things first, all that rain. Flood watches out across the southern half of Kentucky into the eastern part of the state. A lot of real estate, western Kentucky into central Kentucky under an ice storm warning. Really like this headline from the National Weather Service in Louisville and Paducah. They're on board with this. Then we get into a different National Weather Service in Jackson and Wilmington, Ohio. I get this being a winter storm warning because they will get more sleet and some snow out of this. So I get that. This is the area I don't get. This is an ice storm that is coming to this particular part of the state as well. And it matches up with what we're going to be seeing for the rest of that area that is in the ice storm warning. This goes all the way through the I-64 corridor into southern Ohio and parts of western West Virginia. Farther to the south, this is a rain event for the most part, folks. Across far southern Kentucky, you'll end that with just a little bit of ice. Shouldn't be a big deal right now. Northern Kentucky, better opportunity for sleet and some snow to at least cut down on some of those freezing rain numbers. This is a major ice event across the Commonwealth. It's going to have a major impact on roads and unfortunately on some power as well. It is heavy rain that we're dealing with as of now across most area. Back to the west of us now, we're starting to see that switch over to freezing rain into western Kentucky as that Arctic boundary surges to the east. By tomorrow morning, guys, we're going to see that below freezing temperature getting close to the Lexington metro. We'll time it out from there and show you how that progresses through tomorrow with the hour-by-hour forecast in a couple minutes.
Chris, we'll see you then. We thank you. Preparations are underway across the Commonwealth for the situation as crews are hoping to keep the roads clear and the lights on.
WKYT's Chelsea Jones is in Woodford County now to see how they are preparing. She continues our First Alert weather team coverage.
The ice storm hasn't hit Woodford County yet, but weather and road crews are busy preparing.
And we recommended that they go ahead and begin testing all their small equipment.
Emergency Management Director Drew Chandler says there will likely be power outages, creating several challenges.
We, as a community, are very dependent on electric, not just for things that make life more convenient, but for equipment that is medical in nature, oxygen concentrators, CPAP machines.
We spoke to some people here in Woodford County who say they are preparing as well. They remember those major ice storms in 2003 and 2009.
Oh, it's terrible. 4 days with no heat.
This woman has a cleaning business and is nervous about the upcoming forecast.
And whenever the snowstorm hit last time, it got a lot of our houses canceled, and where I-75 was shut down because of it. It's honestly really scary. Like, I hope I hope it's not as bad, but I know it's going to be really bad, you know?
In the meantime, people have no choice but to hope for the best. Spending today getting gas and groceries.
Just ham and cheese.
Before the ice storm hits.
I'm staying in. I'm not going anywhere.
In Woodford County, Chelsea Jones, WKYT.
And the county there is working with the Red Cross to set up shelters and warming stations in case the power goes out.
Governor Andy Beshear declared a state of emergency today in anticipation of the storm. He made the announcement at an afternoon news conference to discuss the actions taken to prepare. The governor says he has declared an emergency to move the National Guard and Kentucky State Police in place along or near major interstates so that they can respond to emergency situations. The governor also has closed state office buildings for tomorrow to keep state employees off the roads.
Scott County officials are doing their final preparations today for the storm. EMA Director Michael Hennigan told us his team is preparing for the worst. That includes things like power outages, downed trees, and travel impacts.
As we went around and did a whole county assessment of all of our critical infrastructure and make sure that every one of those pieces have at least a portable generator assigned to it, if not a permanent dual fuel backup generator, so that they're ready to continue on and doing their business.
The Scott County Road Director says when the ice starts to set in, the best thing his crews can do is try to salt as much as possible, but it could take time before those roads are clear.
So all eyes are on tomorrow and Friday as this winter storm makes its way toward the Commonwealth. It will be a challenge for crews to treat the roads in advance. Kentucky Transportation Cabinet officials say they can only start salting once the rain has transitioned over to ice.
The best thing we can do is just as soon as we notice things starting to freeze up, and of course the pavement temperatures will be a little warmer than the air temperatures. We'll have to treat bridges and overpasses first.
Road crews are advising people to stay at home if they don't have an important reason for being out on the road. And as we get closer to the changeover in precipitation, stay up to date on the latest in your area with the WKYT First Alert weather app. To download it, scan this QR code on your screen, or you can search for it in the App or Google Play stores. And remember that even if you do lose power, the app will work with cellular data, and that will keep you in the know. Now to an update on a story we've been following out of Frankfort. The FBI is still trying to figure out who called in a bomb threat at Kentucky State University. The campus was on lockdown yesterday. They got the all clear a few hours later. K-State was one of several historically black colleges to receive threats. Law enforcement is wanting people to remember that if you see something suspicious, to report it immediately.
A rock slide caused some problems in eastern Kentucky today. Our county-by-county coverage at 5:30 begins in Carter County. That slide happened on the Carter County side of I-64 at Olive Hill. Route 2 was closed for cleanup for several hours. It's been reopened, though, this afternoon. In Wayne County, a man was arrested for first-degree rape. Frank Bray is now facing that charge. Deputies say the victim was under the age of 12. Officials learned about what happened after deputies say the child was taken to the hospital for treatment. Bray is in the Wayne County Detention Center. He's being held on a $50,000 cash-only bond.
A Lexington organization that helps families and children in need, known as the Nest, is hosting its second annual diaper drive to supply its clients. Their goal is to have 30,000 diapers donated this month, and the Nest has already received a truckload of diapers and pull-ups from Father Jim Sitchko. WKYT's Garrett Weimer shows us how much Father Jim was able to donate and what you can do to help as well. It's a story that's new at 5:30.
This is the most amazing gift I think we've ever received.
Diapers stacked almost to the ceiling.
Jenny Norman is the director of child care assistance at the Nest. When this diaper drive started, one donation sent it into overdrive.
Day one of the drive, we had 15,376 diapers show up on a semi-truck out in the parking lot from Father Jim.
Hello, everyone.
Father Jim Sitchko is known around the area for his charity.
I saw the need, and you just respond.
Diapers is the one thing that there's not a support system for. You can't get them through food stamps or through WIC or any programs like that.
Father Jim paid $2,500 for 15,000 diapers. We found these same diapers on Amazon for about $25 a pack.
On average, I believe it's about $80 to $100 a month for a parent to provide diapers for just one child, and a lot of our families have more than one.
The Nest wants its supply closet full so it can accommodate 3,000 families in need.
We're here to just take whatever stress levels we can away by giving the basic human needs that everyone has to have.
And this is all happening on Father Jim's special day.
To travel the world and to do things like this, how could you not want to do this on your birthday? I mean, it would be very odd for me not.
Father Jim giving on his 55th birthday. In Lexington, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
And you can help the Nest reach its goals by donating diapers to its outreach offices. Those are at 530 North Limestone Street, located inside Duncan Park.
Coming up, the Fayette County Clerk is warning about Kentucky's early voting law.
Arctic air spreading into western Kentucky. That overspreads the region as moisture comes in over top of that. That's the setup for freezing rain and an ice storm that we'll track in just a moment.
For 4 days only at Ashley's President's Day preview sale. Buy one, get one half off, plus get 0% interest for 12 months. Or get 0% interest for 5 years with 3 months payment assistance. Friday through Monday only at Ashley.
Thank you for hooking Logan up here with this membership.
You know, fellas, you don't have to be associated with UK to become a member.
Want to become a UKFCU member? There are many ways to join. Seriously, find out how online. UKFCU. It's banking, only better.
Hey, Cash.
My man.
If we weren't proud of the craftsmanship and level of detail that go into every pair of Warby Parker glasses, well, we probably wouldn't show you how they're made, including this part, which is our favorite. Wow. And this is also great. For every pair of glasses or sunglasses sold, a pair of glasses is distributed to someone in need. Try 5 pairs for free at warbyparker.com.
In Hollywood, big truck wrecks can look devastating. But the cast and crew get to walk away unharmed. In real life, big truck wrecks can leave real families devastated. That's why I'm here to stand up to big trucks and their big insurance company. Like you see in the movies, what I just did wasn't real. But what is real? At Isaacs & Isaacs, we've recovered over $1 billion for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you.
This is not a restaurant. It's a barbecue with a front porch and back booth with room for one more. Come fill up on all your favorites. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
Before cheering on the Cats at Rep, we always make sure to stop at Clark's Main Street Market for all the essentials. Return, refresh, refuel.
The WKYT First Alert Weather app, alerting you first to inconvenient weather, tracking storms live, and bringing you hour-by-hour forecasts wherever you are. Download the WKYT First Alert Weather app today.
Friday through Monday only at Ashley's President's Day preview sale. Buy one, get one half off. Buy this upholstered sofa, get the matching love seat half off. Or get 0% interest for 5 years. 4 days only at Ashley.
We've got an Arctic front rolling into western Kentucky right now. That is going to be right on top of the region through tomorrow. And that, along and behind that, that temperature drop is dramatic. You're talking about a 20 to 30 degree temperature drop. And then you've got the freezing rain, the sleet, the snow, the ice storm that is underway. Take a look at just how expansive that blast of Arctic air is. It's going deep into the heart of Texas right now, where they're getting in on ice and snow. 23 Oklahoma City. It's 19 now in Kansas City, 46 Lexington, yet 20 behind this into sections of St. Louis. Flood watch is out for parts of eastern and southern Kentucky through tomorrow. That's for the heavy rain that we're getting in on, and then the ice takes control, and it will take control from northwest to southeast late tonight and through the day tomorrow. So you've got the ice storm warning that is out for the bluegrass area and west. Winter storm warning is out north of that with a mix of sleet and snow. I do expect that to show up a little more prominently across the Covington, Cincinnati area. Eastern Kentucky, this should be an ice storm warning in my eyes, because we need to raise the awareness. That is a headline maker. When you talk about an ice storm warning, this is an area that is likely to get in on similar conditions to the areas that are under that ice storm warning as of right now. So you've got this swath of real estate that comes out of western Kentucky through the I-65 corridor, through the Bluegrass Parkway into the Lexington area and northeastern Kentucky. Essentially, everybody along that I-64 corridor and within 50 miles of that is really under the gun for the potential for the worst case in terms of ice, with up to an inch of freezing rain as a possibility. We want some sleet. Come on, sleet. That's the signature we all want to get. Sleet doesn't do a whole lot. Freezing rain is going to cause a lot of issues. Heavy rain is out there now down the Mountain Parkway, eastbound on 64, coming out of Lexington through Winchester into Mount Sterling and Moorhead. Daniel Boone Parkway into southeastern Kentucky / Hal Rogers Parkway with the heavier downpours. Then that lightens up a little bit west of the interstate and across western Kentucky. And you're thinking, man, that looks just wimpy out there. Got some freezing rain reports out of western Kentucky. That's the first wave. That's not the storm. The big storm is now coming in behind this out of Texas with all that moisture that's going to lift to the northeast. So this is likely a damaging winter storm / ice storm across Kentucky. Local flooding issues through tomorrow across the south and southeast. Then your ice storm likely kicks into high gear through Thursday night with the potential for significant amounts of freezing rain and sleet showing up. Hour by hour forecast. Let's go through the evening and into tomorrow morning. Southern and southeastern Kentucky, we're still way above freezing. Starting that drop, though, Lexington and north, quickly as the day goes on, we're going to see those temperatures go below freezing, and then the freezing rain drops from north to south through tomorrow evening. Notice far southeastern Kentucky, folks, you don't get below freezing until probably after midnight tomorrow night. And for the rest of us, we got freezing rain that'll go over to snow into early on Friday. Friday's just an absolute nightmare in terms of travel. That'll start tomorrow, but really on Friday morning through the rest of the day, those temperatures just do not respond much at all. I think we're 20 to 25 degrees. We're seeing a little catch up when some of the models here in the depth of the cold air. And by the time you get into Saturday morning, potential is there for the numbers to drop to 0 or below if skies are clear. Some indication that we may catch a few snowflakes still on Friday night or Saturday morning, which would keep the numbers into the single digits as opposed to going below 0. But take precautions now. Make plans right now for the potential for power outages across the region as we get into the heart of this ice storm, guys, roughly tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow night.
Yeah, Chris, we cannot stress how serious this situation has the potential of being.
Plan.
Absolutely.
Make that plan. Yeah.
All right, Chris, thank you.
Well, now the bottom line. Fayette County Clerk Don Blevins Jr. is sounding the alarm about Kentucky's early voting law that he says will be extremely difficult to pull off in Lexington and in the state's other larger cities. Blevins says the required 3 days of early voting leaves him with few choices. Central Bank Center is booked through 2025. Commonwealth Stadium would not be available, the Kroger Field area, until November. And although the law allows it, Blevins is reluctant to require schools to close the extra days to allow for voting. On a taping of WKYT's Kentucky Newsmakers to air this Sunday, Blevins says he'll figure out something, but he says it would be much easier if the legislature would recognize the problem and take some action.
I think what's going to happen is the legislature will not take action on this item. We'll go in and figure something out. I haven't decided which way I want to go. Both directions have really negative consequences. I really don't want to use the schools, but practically speaking, that's probably the only solution that will work from a voting perspective. If I don't use the schools, then our options drop way down.
By the way, Blevins says he supports early voting, but he says data shows it has little effect on turnout, and he wishes it was be spread out over a longer period of time. Kentucky Newsmakers will air Sunday morning at 6 on WKYT and Sunday morning at 10 on the CW Lexington. The Kentucky Senate passed the Porch Pirate Bill this afternoon that would make it a felony to swipe packages off your front porch or stoop. Right now, only the U.S. mail has that protection. Senate Bill 23 would extend tougher penalties to packages or items left by other carriers. Democratic U.S. Senate candidate Charles Booker says he can still win despite Republican Senator Rand Paul's $8 million war chest. Booker reports only $600,000 on hand, and campaign finance reports show that he spent more than he raised in recent months. But Booker is making another appeal for donations, and he says he will set out on what he calls the Kentucky New Deal Tour later in February with stops around the state.
All right, Bill, thanks so much. Coming up now to sports, Brian, our athlete of the week is opening eyes at UK.
What Raina Worley has been able to do is just phenomenal. We have not seen it in decades. Lee K. Walker takes a look at a young lady who is the SEC Gymnast of the Week.
All Kentucky driver licensing is moving from circuit clerk offices in every county
to regional offices. And the new regional offices offer more licensing choices than ever before.
Get a driver's license valid for 4 years.
or 8 years.
Get a real ID or a standard license.
Renew online or in person.
You can even visit any regional office you'd like. It's next level licensing.
Learn more at drive.ky.gov.
My husband was a teacher on the way to school. A utility truck skids on ice and hits him head on. We find out later that driver's boss warned him, don't drive the truck in that weather. But he did. I called 855-WILDCAT for the Kentucky Courage Lawyers.
When we make drunk drivers pay, texting drivers wait, and big trucks slow down, we make Kentucky safer for families.
Call 800-55-WILDCAT, Morgan, Collins, Eust, and Salyer.
Why do more people trust Baptist Health with their hearts? It's because we put you at the center of everything we do. From our treatment innovations and skilled teams who deliver care that revolves around your unique needs, to our full circle approach that keeps us by your side at every step. This is heart care that helps you return to the things your life revolves around, because this is heart care centered on you.
Living with metastatic breast cancer means being relentless, because every day matters. And having more of them is possible with Verzenio, the only one of its kind proven to help you live significantly longer when taken with fulvestrant, regardless of menopause status.
Verzenio plus fulvestrant is for HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer that has progressed after hormone therapy. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, or cause dehydration or infection. At the first sign, call your doctor, start an antidiarrheal, and drink fluids. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor about any fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Life-threatening lung inflammation can occur. Tell your doctor about any new or worsening trouble breathing, cough, or chest pain. Serious liver problems can happen. Symptoms include fatigue, appetite loss, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising. Blood clots that can lead to death have occurred. Tell your doctor if you have pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, and rapid breathing or heart rate, or if you are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be.
Every day matters, and I want more of them.
Ask your doctor about everyday Verzenio.
Join Planet Fitness today for zero enrollment. Zero, like a bagel. And it's only $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Bagels are awesome.
Enjoy tons of equipment for zero enrollment.
Zero enrollment?
And $10 a month.
That makes me so happy.
You know what else will make you happy? Blowing off steam in our judgment-free zone. But the part that'll really get you going is that post-workout high.
Look at that glow.
Oh, it's all natural.
It's this place, I tell you.
Feel Fit-tacular in 2022 for zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends February 2nd.
WKYT's late news has grown.
WKYT News is here for you an hour earlier.
More news happening now.
Plus, more First Alert weather to help you plan ahead.
WKYT News at 10 on the CW Lexington.
The Kentucky gymnastics team is putting up impressive scores through 3 meets this season, and junior Raina Worley is leading the way for the Wildcats. Lee K. Howard introduces us to our Athlete of the Week.
In Kentucky's gymnastics meet against Missouri on Saturday,
and she sticks the landing.
One name soared above the rest.
Amazing beam routine for Raina Worley.
Kentucky junior Raina Worley was dominant from start to finish, competing in all 4 events and posting a score of 39.750 in the all-around, marking the program's highest score in regular season competition since 1996.
I think it's pretty cool. I personally am very goal-driven. I like to set goals for myself and try to accomplish them. It helps me kind of work through things. And being able to do something like that was pretty special for me. I feel really proud of myself that I could accomplish something at that level.
Worley's scores on vault and floor were both career highs, and her score on bars tied her career best. Her performance leading the Wildcats to a win over previously unbeaten Missouri.
I don't keep track of scores too much during competitions, but going out there and just knowing to do my best and have fun was the best thing I could do.
For her performance, Worley was named the SEC Gymnast of the Week for the 3rd straight week, but she has her sights set on bigger goals.
Nationals, I would love to go for all-around. As all-arounder, that'd be fantastic. And as a team, going to nationals, Dickies Arena would be amazing. I think this team can definitely do it. So we'll just keep pushing.
Lee K. Howard, WKYT.
Congratulations to her. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we will get a visit from Alex Walker as the Wildcats look to stay perfect at home this season. A win tonight, and UK is 14-0 at the friendly confines of Rupp Arena. That and football signees for UK and EKU is on the way. We'll be right back.